Isn't it disappointing seeing like pop culture's idea from the past of how far we'd be now? Like obviously it was sci-fi back then, of course, but like seeing a movie made in 1952 where it's like people traipsing around Mars in a dome or something, like, right. And we're still not there, light years from that, not even in the vicinity.
We're not going to Mars. I really
Mars sucks. We need to skip over Mars and go to one of those cool moons that Jupiter or Saturn has.
Europa or something.
Yeah. Seems like we have enough info from rovers on Mars that like this is as desolate a hellscape as the moon is. It's just redder.
If you were going to go to Mars and stay there, you would need to be in a cave. You would need to be living down in a cave system. There's too much radiation on the surface. But just the trip alone, like we've had people spend like, I don't know what the record is, but it's around a year or so in space continuously. But they're in low Earth orbit, still protected by Earth's magnetic field from all of the radiation that's just in space and all the solar winds. You would be kind of not in interstellar space, but interplanetary space, going to Mars for 6 to 9 months. We don't know what that'll do to people. And by the time they get there, if they go 6 months there, and then you'd have to stay there for some amount of time before the next launch window to come back. Because if you went there and turned around, it might be a 9-month journey back. You got to wait till Mars comes back around into that launch key. So you have to stay there for several more months, and then somehow or another you come back. So you're going to be spending a year in space in 0G, and then at least 3 months or something like that on Mars. I don't know what the gravity is there. It's like 1/3 or something like that. Your heart, your whole pulmonary system, your brain, your eyes change shape when they're in 0G. I think they become oval and your vision gets all fucked up. Like you might not be able to come back. Like if you came back after that trip I'm describing, 12 months in 0G and several months and 1/6 on Mars, forgetting about the amount of radiation you're absorbing. It's like fucking X-ray every day or something like that for the next couple of years or something. Like just the 0G stuff is going to change your body in such a way. Your bones are going to be you're going to have bird bones. Your heart's going to be, I think, enlarged or shrunk. I don't remember which, but it's going to be fucked up.
Not ideal either way.
Yeah. And forget the neurological stuff too. Like
you're crazy. You've been on Mars for 6 months.
You've been in a capsule with like 3 other dudes for a year. You better be friendly. Like you better be best pals.
Talk about gay for this day.
I was gonna make that same joke.
I mean, that could be. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Josh.
I was just gonna say that I remember. I think it was Chris Hadfield talking about the mental things that it'll do to you. That astronaut Chris Hadfield, I think, was one of the ones that when he came back to Earth after not even all that long in space. He kept dropping everything because he had gotten used to just being able to let go of it and it stay there, and then he does something. So he'd just be drinking his coffee and just drop it on the ground.
The isolation made him crazy. He came back with weird tattoos and a penis implant.
Those
Martians, not Mars, not the moon.
That could be our new death row, though. Instead of electrocuting people, we send them to space, see what happens.
We spent $10,000 a pound to launch them into low Earth orbit.
Well, not low Earth orbit. I'm talking
probably cheaper than death row.
Zoot them. Yeah,
it might actually be cheaper than death row if they spend 30 or 40 years on that shit.
Yeah, send them to Europa, see how far they go, and then you really could be like
Europa's so far away. Europa's. I'm guessing off the top of my head. I bet Europa is a 3-year journey, if not more.
Well, if they're on death row,
I bet it's more.
Sentence.
I bet it's 3 to 5 years to get to. No, I bet it's more than that. I bet it's 8 or 9 years or something. Europe is so fucking far away.
We could send convicts. Like this literally worked, and now Australia is a country. Like, think about that.
Prison colony.
Yeah, we're not going to Mars. I hope what they do is they actually get that moon base like going where like I think Elon's going to use his rockets to like land his rocket the way you normally see them do, but then they'll lay it on its side and you'll have this cylinder on its side that can be like a module. Like obviously, you live in that thing and
how long did you guess there to get to Europa?
I'm going to call it 9 years.
Okay. ChatGPT says 5 to 7.
Okay.
I'm still a hell of a long journey, like he says, multiple times longer than Mars.
Right. And then there's some other questions like launch windows and like If it's 6 years each way, is the launch window like twice a year, or is it every 4 years there's a launch window? I don't know.
I have no idea, because the planets aren't always lined up in a nice, friendly way for us to do that shit.
Most of the time they're not.
Most of the time it's a real clusterfuck out there. Seemingly. Everything's doing its own, playing by its own rules.
So what are the moons of Jupiter like more closely sized to Earth, or because
there's a couple of them that are these ice shell moons. So it's frozen on the outside and liquid ocean on the inside.
Damn.
And there are these geysers of liquid water that come up from the crevices and the surface. And I think by the color of the ice that's been exposed to it, they can identify amino acids. So they think that there's some dark salt ocean inside these moons that could have life in it. There could be some sort of weird shrimps down there, or I don't know what. Nobody knows what.
Damn it!
But it's kilometers of ice, and it's not like 2 or 3 kilometers of ice. I think it's like 20 kilometers of fucking ice down to the ocean. It's not like you're gonna land there and then drill. Like we can't. Yeah. I think we struggled to drill into that Antarctic ice lake. I think it's called Vostok. The Soviets or the Russians, I don't remember which, bored down into that thing, into this it's under Antarctica. It's this, I think it might be freshwater, but there's a lake underneath there, and there were fish down there that must have been locked down there for millions of years.
Like a rogue species at that point.
Wait, maybe they weren't.
I don't know if there were fish down there, but I know Russia did that boring experiment where they just went as far down as, but not boring. Cool experiment with boring, where they went as far down as they could. And I think they stopped literally because it got too spooky.
Damn. During the Cold War, we had a lot of pissing contests with them, like in every technology and every field. And one of them was drilling a hole in the earth. And they won. They drilled this absurdly deep borehole. And I remember when I was a kid, my mom was like, or like the old wives' tale was that they stopped because they heard the screams of people in hell. I remember believing that as a kid, like the Russians discovered hell.
They found it. It's real.
It's down there.
I am done working on this project. Too spooky. Lots of scream.
You're a demon.
The Kola superdeep borehole.
That's it.
It's the furthest down we've ever. 12,262 meters. 40,000 feet in freedom units.
Thank you. I needed the freedom.
Yeah. In 1989. Oh, that was right near their end. Maybe they would have kept going if they didn't, collapse.
It's still there. They just I think they bolted like a steel plate on top and called it quits.
So was it like 7-8 miles, something like that down then?
Yeah. Almost.
Wow. That's insane. I wonder how big it was. Like, was it maybe that big, like a dinner plate?
I bet it's bigger at the top. I just made that up, but I bet the top bit is extra wide.
Could be. I don't know. I want to know what it sounds like, because have you ever heard people drop rocks down those deep boreholes?
Yeah,
and it makes that crazy reverberation noise. Yeah, like a bullet pinging sound. Someone at some point in Russia had to drop something down there just to.
There's probably all kind of shit at the bottom of that hole. People being curious.
You know how hard it is to get dirt up here from 40, and you're dropping rocks in there.
I bet you'd get in trouble.
I dropped my wrench.
Oh fuck!
They'll land in 2 days.
You have magnet and rope, dude. It's
7 miles
8 fucking miles. It hasn't even hit the bottom yet. While we're having this conversation.
Not to be, needy, but can I get my phone back? Your phone is now some form of lava.
That's what I was wondering. If you're that deep, you start getting the increased temperatures from the Earth's core. Yeah. I wonder. I mean, you're close enough, right?
You think you're still in the crust, right? At that point,
yeah, I think you still would be in the crust, but
you're definitely still in the crust. The crust is very deep, but it's there's a formula for how many degrees it heats up per X amount of feet, because I've heard them there's some diamond mine in Africa, and they were showing how oppressive the heat was as they went level by level down deep into it. It's crazy deep. But yeah, it gets hot down there.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I'd heard about it too. Is there's some kind of like a formula for it? The farther down that you go, it'll go up by like a degree per this many feet or yards or whatever it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Extreme heat. About 640 degrees.
Golly.
Fahrenheit.
So I wonder what kind of logistical issues they ran against. If it really was just because they collapsed, or if it's because they were like, okay, that's about it. We can't go farther than that.
I don't remember why they stopped. I think
if they've stopped in 1989, it's because they were, death's door. Like, they didn't have time for drilling.
That was probably part of it.
But yeah, 356 degrees Fahrenheit at the bottom of that.
Yeah,
I think
is that what you got?
That's what I got.
You sure it wasn't Celsius?
It says 180 Celsius.
Okay.
But who's to fucking say?
I don't even think I've heard that high of a number with Celsius before.
It says
I wish the cold war kept going.
The rock behaves more like a plasticky putty, like a thick putty down there.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, I bet steel does too.
Mm-hmm.